Good morning, beautiful souls. Thank you so much for popping onto this live with me, this Christmas live. So as you can see, this is my first time using StreamYard. So hopefully we'll get through the little technical difficulties. So can people hear me? Can everybody hear me or not? Fantastic, fantastic. All right. So let's just I want to thank Holistic Media for volunteering or answering my request to be a moderator for this chat. And if you have a channel that you would like to pop into the chat, just put a little note and Holistic India will actually pop your link into the chat, because if you've got a channel that you bring out content, we'd love to know about it. So hello, Ginny. Here's Holistic. One love, India. Beautiful. Hello, Paul. Hi, Hannah. So fantastic to have you here. Cheryl, hello. Chicago. Pretty cold there, is it? Snowing? Opposite end of the world. And this is Hippie, and Hippie is the other beautiful soul being a moderator for us here on this chat. So good morning. Hi, Chris from Germany. Here's Susan, my beloved Susan, that I have connected with many times. Absolutely gorgeous soul. Ojiongati ezoteshujena makati eso. Chotaria bakanya, Susan. Chokidio shia shushanze kuchanje tutkriatian bakana. Izoteshusha. Bakonye tsikinze kotariashi sinde koka. Ezotishe shushanze kukinyana. Ambutesha. Umbeatushe shianzakamiaka. And Lotus, hello. And Sarah. Hi, Sarah. Thank you so much. And I have to apologize. Snejana, thank you so much. I apologize not being able to pronounce your name, but thank you so much for hopping on with us. Hi, Squirrel Sniper. Hi, Just JP. Beloved souls, I am so honored. And actually, it makes me cry. It's so funny. There's so many reasons that I do this channel. And to be absolutely honest, it is tied into so many different levels about my own self-worth, my own value, and of course I'm learning as I work with people, because the reason that I'm prompted to do this stuff is because I'm attempting to heal myself. I'm attempting to understand myself. So to have you all show up this morning just is amazing, and I love you so much. So what I would like you to do is, if you have a question, put it in all caps, and that way I can see it. So if you have a specific question about anything personal in your life or whatever it is, pop it in caps, and that way it will It will show up in the chat. Thank you, India. Like, I could sit here and cry, and that's so silly. Because this is meant to be a celebration of life, a celebration in keeping with this time of what's happening on the planet. Because we are waking up, we are moving into this next phase. And it's interesting that we are coming up to Christmas, because at Christmas, on the whole, there are more people in a high frequency. There are more people who are in the spirit of giving. And yes, there's sort of a little bit more tension sometimes because of families coming together, but it is on the whole a very powerful time to sit down and focus on what you want to create, because the energies, the collective energies, will support you in your creation, in your focus. So when you tap into what's happening around the world, and we can do this, it's something that I encourage you to do. It's a part of the clairs that we are all developing, whether that's clairvoyance. It's a sort of a clairsentience. So you can feel the whole energies on the planet. You can just trust yourself to feel in, and trust that first response to that first intuition about what's happening where in the world. And that will help you tap into the collective consciousness and help you develop your own intuition through a clair maybe that you haven't accessed before. So Sarah Kay. Thank you, Sarah. I'm so glad that you popped on with us here today. And Lion of Tartaria. Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Beautiful, beautiful souls. And Kim and Red Eye Jedi. Fantastic username there, Red Eye Jedi. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do, first off, a clearing, a energy upliftment, an energy boost for everybody that watches this video, to add to your frequency, to add to the energy that you are sitting in at the moment. Okay, so just relax. Anybody that listens to this at any time will receive the energy. And breathe and be like a sponge. Ashteo sukundiatsa. Shiutiungam bande si tekoyena. Ujet sakomotaya. Ujete kumbote shiat sakomoya. Kuriashtesi eturiangian sande butariashesa. Ambakaya chotse kuyena ka teadriashinaka. So deep, deep respect to you all for your amazing, amazing commitment to this journey. Ojeati kanyana. Shilkoyashe zikunyan makatya sukotaryashe sindaka. Iduchetsa como uteshin zakamaya. Kekujetsinde zakama. Kike shushenia tariki kayana. Fuyena, 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 fuyena mokoyetsi se sushena. Oreatiaka. We love you. I love you. We love you and wrap you in that love. Eshushe siya kumbutaria shetsikenyana. Kingumbareste susena. Kike guganyana narakike zutena. Amba, amba, amba. Etriesha kambandia. So I can't see any questions just yet. So what I'm going to do is I was almost saying it as I was hearing it. Oh, absolutely. Squirrel Sniper, there's a resonance going on with us guys. There's an energy exchange, a soul connection. Buboria tia gondea shetsiken the komodiri shunzenana. Judiria tere kombati kunoriatsaka. Si se shusha. Si so shesta kambariata ki konjet sakariata. Hamba kukrianania koreatia zakaria. Ambaka. Eyunzeta. Si ushashiat sakamaka triashe sushe. Imbe turiaka ambakina. Oh my goodness, it's a very interesting experience. This is the first, I did a live very early on, and it's on my channel. It's the only other live that I've done. And that live was my spiritual journey. And I think Sarah Straw came on, my QHHT practitioner friend, hopped on. And so it's very interesting trying to juggle the chat, this, that, everything that's coming through. Sure, yes, sir. And I'm having to clear myself because it is bringing up so much energy within me to deal with the entire group that is in the chat. So there's a calibration that is happening. Hi, Fabio. Welcome. Great. Okay, so I am going to do a spread now for, it's going to be about this Christmas period. What is, hey Susie, what is this Christmas period about generally? What is the energies? What are the, I don't want to call them issues, but what are the situations and things that we are looking at and facing and healing and embracing in this Christmas period? Okay. Oh, thank you. Okay. There are the three cards are, and I'll do them in their order actually. The first card is, we are going to work out what is missing in our lives. It is, we do miss family. We do miss connection. And when we get, I mean, often a lot of us are actually the only ones awake in our family. And when we tend to get together at Christmas time or at other times that we say, you know, birthdays or other celebrations, we realize how much we don't really fit in with our family. And I understand that we are dotted around the world, that we needed to be dotted around the world in families that maybe weren't awake, and that ultimately we are going to be moving and finding our own communities. So we're doing it initially online with the groups and the people that we chat with, but it's going to happen in real life pretty soon, because as a group that gets together locally, the energy is even greater. The energy is more powerful. So we are going to gravitate towards, in real life, towards people that think and feel the same as us. Shushesukanyandarakika. So maybe during this Christmas, we're going to realize more and more that what is missing. And what is missing is that hanging out with people that understand us, that get us. Now, one of my early experiences when I first came on this path, when I was about 27, 28, one of the biggest sort of epiphanies was realizing that my identity was around being someone's daughter, being my mum's daughter, or being my dad's daughter, or being my brothers and sisters' sister. And this was really important to me. This was part of what made me feel valued and valid. And when I understood that my family was just a group of souls that came together to give each other support, it just sort of blew my mind out of the water. And it helped me drop a lot of the identity that I had around being someone's daughter, being someone's sister. And it helped me move into a much more expansive identity, which was unlimited at that point. Because as I talk about with inner children, we learned how to view ourselves from how our parents view us. And that's obviously through the filter of their own wounded child. So when I understood at a deep level that my parents, maybe in another life, had been my partner, or had been my child, or had been an enemy, it just made me look at my family in a different way. So look into Wim Hof. Yes, that's really interesting. That's a very interesting process, the Wim Hof with the cold. I'm just looking at the comments, trying to juggle them all. Let's have a look. Yeah. Cheryl has said, I miss real, meaningful conversations with loved ones. Yeah. Since I've been awakening, our conversations have been limited to surface level, boring stuff. Great to hear this may be changing soon. Yeah, it may not be that your family members wake up. They may do, but I think that we are going to have that closer connection with people in our reality. So keep, what's the word? Keep open for the urge. If you get an urge to go visit somewhere or go take a trip or maybe even move, follow through with that. So this is the Christmas. So you're realizing what is missing in your life. So stay the observer this Christmas if you are hanging out with people that don't get you. Stay the observer and understand that everybody is where they need to be. And if you can be at peace with the fact of being the odd one out or the fish out of water type of thing, it will help you move through this experience because it's happening for a very specific reason. Nothing is by accident. So when we are born into a family that doesn't understand us, it would be a scenario or a situation that we've been through in other realities, in other nows. And this is an opportunity to find peace with the fact that we are in a family that doesn't understand us. The second card is the 10 of Wands. So this is letting go of your burdens. These are things. So the concern about family, the concern that the family isn't awake, or the concern that the family is getting the Jabberwocky and you haven't, for example, this is something you have to put down. You have to put down being responsible for them and worrying for them to the degree that we tend to. Because in a way, as I said, they're not really our mother. They're not really our sister. It's just this lifetime. That's the role that we all agreed to play with each other. And that they are old souls. Your children are old souls, no matter how old they are. Your parents are old souls. Everybody on this planet, everybody in this realm knew what they were getting into when they came. So this card is encouraging you to put down the burden of trying to wake them up or feeling responsible for them and worrying about their path and is it going to be beneficial or not, or a positive path or not. Because the best thing you can do for them is to find love and send love to them where they are in their journey. Now, the last card in this Christmas reading, brief one, is the King of Pentacles. So the king is the pinnacle of a lesson. This is the pinnacle of the lesson, and this is stability and security grounded in yourself. So it's going to, when you free up the energy that's used to worry about others or trying to wake up others, you end up having more to use on other things within your life and for yourself. It's sort of a drain of energy when it goes to somebody else, when you're trying to keep everybody safe, or when you're trying to save everybody, it's leaving you depleted in this moment when we need so much of our own energy to help us go through this transition, this shift that we're all in the middle of. So bless them and let them be free. Let them have their experience. Because when, say somebody is doesn't have a lot of money, for example, just to use a really simple situation. Now, if you can help them, great. But sometimes when you help somebody, you are denying them potentially their greatest lesson. And we can't know what their lessons are. We can't know if we intervene, are we depriving them of something that will actually help them in their evolutionary path? So does that make sense, that it is that we have to be at peace with whatever the others in our world have chosen? Yes, it is positive. It is, because the people in our world are not to be pitied. They're old souls. They are on a journey just like yours. It just doesn't look like yours. And we can't know it. We can't know. So with anything, what you do is you send energy, you send love and compassion and understanding and awareness, and bless them for their choice. And that's going to help them much more than attempting to wake them up, attempting to correct their thought processes. Because on one level, we are not really here to wake anyone up. We're not really here to heal anyone on this level. On this level, yep, empathy, compassion, etc. is important. But it is our own journey that is our own focus. So we must look within to listen to our own guidance. Okay. Okay, can a narcissist be awake? Think they are just aware of some truths. They are not truly awake. So Narcissist. Shushe zikundaki kembata yojet sukuniat sakita. Jotakiatsa. Shoteki andarayakika. And, this is, look, I'm looking at squirrel snipers. Sometimes helping oneself is helping another. And this is true, that we are all mirroring each other. And so what you notice in another is something for you to turn and look and see, what is it showing you? So the narcissist term is really, has become really popular to use in the last year, I have seen. And it's such a loaded term. And essentially, that it is a judgment upon somebody who is very self-focused and disregarding of other people's needs in their lives. So they have that very specific lesson. And the person that is on the receiving end of a narcissist has a very specific lesson. And if you are on the receiving end of a narcissistic relationship, process how you feel. You can never change the narcissist. You can't wake the narcissist up. You can't change their viewpoint, because that's what they've come in sort of wearing as an identification, as an identity. And they're processing whatever it is. So when you are on the receiving end of a narcissistic relationship, you process how you feel about it, and that's how you change that person. I would say that narcissists are no more or less awake than any other person. It's us that puts a label on it, or a degree of problem on it. Because I remember when I was growing up and in school, what people used to say, if you said anything positive about yourself, they would say, oh, you've got tickets on yourself, haven't you? And it was, you could never say anything positive or pat yourself on the back. And that's a very much that's the beginnings of understanding what narcissism is. Because what we need to do before we can ever really help others is fill our own cup, be complete and happy within ourselves. And most of us don't do that. Most of us try and help from a depleted place, because it's a part of what we learn to do as a kid. Everybody's journey is incredibly exciting as far as these words are saying. That there is such brilliance in every lesson. There is such meat, juice in every lesson. And it's us that determines, from a human perspective, from our inner child perspective, whether that's a good lesson or a bad lesson. Jetuki shotsoboyonaka. Abati kanyannarakike susejianaka. Habayata sesushena kamanyanaka. Okay. Yeah. I agree, Joe. I worked as a social worker for 7 years, had hundreds of mentally ill people at the clubhouse and clinic. I never saw one person who had been diagnosed as a narcissist. Yeah, it's a term that has been so, it's just what is it bandied about? It has become very common. If you are on the receiving end of a narcissist, it's to ask what's inside of me that draws this to me. Kumbeati koreache katsa, sikukaba andi chikutse dianda, ambakariache tsukaniatsaka, hejutianaka, hambariakio jatakian zakananian barikike, uzetuyana. So, just to go over that last one, this Christmas you're going to find out what's missing, and you may be that fish out of water, the odd one, but you have to put down that burden. You have to just find peace with it. That is the situation, and stop trying to change it and heal it through doing anything to them, through discussing, through wishing and wanting, but taking it all back inside and feeling and breathing how you feel about being a fish out of water. And it's going to lead to a level of stability and security within yourself. Because as I said, we have a lot of energy tied up in some of our identities. And the identities that we have is somebody's daughter, somebody's sister, somebody's cousin. And these are related to the program many times. It's not that we discard them, we discard those relationships. It's we look at them with a new eye, and that will help transmute them. And what I always say is, in some other now, you are sitting having a cup of tea with that relative, having a good laugh, or having a drink, or eating a meal with that person that caused you so much angst. And you are laughing about the role that you played with each other. That weren't you great? You pressed every button. You were my friction provider, and it was a blast. Because in another now, we can see this whole experience from another perspective. Shoyenda boriaki kochenianaka. So love is always the answer. Ushenbiataka. Shiushio shobandi konyanre kiko chetsa nyanana kikoya. Ijotir shkaneniana koyenaka. So I'm going to pull out now a unicorn card. And this is a simple oracle card, guide card for this Christmas. So this is the unicorn's energy speaking. And they're just saying they're always so happy to be a part of the readings that I do, that I always call upon them and their perspective whenever I do a reading. And they're honored to be a part of that. Kumbaki kietiatsa, ezutenianda, kambatria sakariacha, shiushashiat sakamaki, sezu shinzi hayatiana. Okay, so one card. Okay, so what the unicorns are advising is one step at a time. This change in this perspective that I'm talking about with families isn't easy to do all at once. This understanding about everybody's on their own journey and finding peace and acceptance with everybody's choices, it's a one step at a time situation. And take one step, how do you feel? Take the next step, how do you feel? And as you keep breathing and feeling, you will open a wider and wider perspective of what is happening. So be compassionate with yourself, be kind to yourself as you are navigating the Christmas period with family and friends potentially who don't don't get what's going on within you. And I'm reminded of my last year's tarot reading at Christmas, and I called it Fly Your Freak Flag High. So be proud that you're the freak in the family. Don't apologize, but walk in with compassion and understanding that it's all part of a greater experience that we can't potentially see at this juncture, but it will become, as I said in future nows, great dinner table conversation wherever we end up. Izukariasha, freak flag flying, yes. I love that phrase. And what was really funny about this is not long after I watched a movie. Now I'm thinking it was the last Matrix movie. And I think the phrase came up in that. I saw a movie not long after Christmas, and that phrase, fly your freak flag, came up in the movie. And I just laughed out loud that the synchronicity was there. Ejuki kongiatsa, se shusha, she shusha. Ambati kaniatre kike juliana, hamba karie shushe, inde kukanyana. Ezote jeti kanyan brakika. Okay, so is there anybody that would like a light language transmission just for them? And I will bring through one, and you can listen to it again, or if you want, stick your phone on record right now and record it. So anybody who would like one, just pop a yes in the chat. Kumba kike tse tochenza kamaka. Ijotea sukonyandre kike si. Okay. All right. 757 BDE. Here we go. Saki kumbaka tojianzande tia tukuyetseki kamba. You have come from far, far, far away to be here in this realm. Kumbeati jetukanyana. And it is very removed from where you were before you came here. It is like opposite, like it is so foreign, this experience for you at a deep level. And what an incredibly interesting contrast you are now going to have in your makeup, in your awareness and understanding. Shikotoyung se na ya tie takaye tie se to danyana. Ambaki Kenyana Kai Seatu Shani and Daka. And your soul group is with you and vicariously learning from you through your experiences. Sa'i tenua. And if you looked in the mirror at who you really are, and I think you should have a go. Who am I really? And stare into a mirror. The being that appears will be very different than a humanoid. And it's almost that you come from a water planet. And that if you ask to connect to them, there will be much more connection happening in the future. Because ultimately, as we begin to get more open, we will see where we've come from and who is with us, supporting us as our cheer squad, as I say. So, Okay. Oh my goodness. Let's see how we go. D. Okay, D. Kuya tarabaretje konzande jat kuya shkonyan maniandra kiketsutsa. Hambabaria kika. So the impression I get of this energy, this being, is that it's actually quite big. Zuyendakaya. Suye sakadorieshe sanyatarikika. Ishukandadayashdesto. Stayeta. Buyetediatoka. Almost sort of like a rock in a way, very dense matter. Shotebi ti dundadabote kikanyanaka. Oyendande yongiendamboyendo yenda yongiendande namboyena yongoyende ambo. Yande angiendo yendo ayande ande andu umbu. Amboyendi angoyen nandien amboyende nayandu hayandi. So that's sent a resonance into your system. Shukatariashesa kumba atishena. Shiatsukunonia trekikanyana batiaku. Okay, so lotus. Sociana, shuchi zikinda bautushte kadabatatishte stustakanamakika. Shetu shetia sekani andarakiko cheba andea se tutushta shokonyana. Shetutrabikin ziktidia kochatsa. Shushe si imbi tukanayapa. Kiojat sekunoria tabikika. Kamba aka oh yeah he ha da di ha bo he siti sticken in ze tushta ba ti ko ti anyanaka ejuti kungiata baratika shetutri ki kunjatsk umbati sheshu seki angiakama hoshesa shushesa hisesa hamba ha hi tutoriachakana hayoshe shi she shukomba hi danyana kamba tiataka he tuchianna kama kukanya. So lotus, that is helping your thymus gland. Shukundaria shi si kundariachaka se etushe sianda kiatia sukanyana. So have a look a bit of the thymus gland is around retaining your youth. And it begins to sort of shut down as you get older. And this is about reactivating it to begin youthing the body. Jesus says, Hushesa, 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 ambakadiata. Okay, Sharon. Hello, lovely Sharon. Keep going, Sharon. You made such a fantastic start. And made a lot of headway. Shukamba akika, zebi tutoriana. Amba, here, 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 here. Oyeshia sakumba kachet sakotoria shi sinze kindi andarakika. Hamba tushe sikundianda. Hamba kadriashe sandia kambandia. Okay. Ginny. Kushi sabukutorianje sikanaria chakoniana nakika. Papa batutushte stariana ka. Poboderia shunzeknia kamakatea zikatianda kamaka. Se tu jenza papa ati kanyananaka. Pobotutoreshesha si kambandia. So I personally would like to say that if you are watching this, that there is something for you in everybody's transmission. that there is a reason that these like 33 people are in chat, because we are similarly vibrating. There is an energy exchange, a similarity between all of us. So whoever listens to this will obviously gain the benefits of the language, because it is frequency and it is coming from a high frequency which overwrites and through entrainment lifts your frequency, so that we let go of all those heavy, dense emotions and frequencies that are related to getting stuck where we are. Hey, Michelle, let's see what comes through for you. So you have, immediately I see a twin, that you have a twin somewhere, and this is who is speaking. And you breathe in unison. Oshakamodi dinjin sakanariate, sukadia cheka bababati chenzu, hesu shishia shashasha bakunya nanakika, ambatiatso. So I will come to some others in a tick, but what I'm going to do right now is do some cards for 2023. And what is coming up. Let's actually not do the whole year. Let's do the first 6 months, just so that we can intersperse the language for the energy to keep moving through me. And I'll do some cards for the first 6 months of next year. Okay. Okay, so the first two cards are about intuition and about, this is about understanding your childhood. So in January, it's going to be a healing or an understanding on a world basis, in a way, that we have to redefine ourselves from how we used to think about ourselves, and that we have been trained to think of ourselves as being small. We have been trained to think of ourselves as being hopeless, helpless human beings that are easily injured, and we deal with our mortality, and we struggle, etc., etc. But they're all a belief system that doesn't necessarily need to apply anymore, and that we have to step out of that. And as we step out of who we've been told to be, who we've been shown we can be, we connect with that deeper aspect more and more. And that the phrase that comes to the mind is, we are in the world but not of the world. We are taking our place in the world stage, or the galactic stage, or the however you want to say it, as stepping back into the truth of who we are, not this frail body, but more into our fully realized selves. Eshushen zakamuteshe, sikenda makati eshtushtenaka, di torieshasiana, kumba kike, edujet sukanyana, ambababati kochena na kikambanda, ije suse ki angiatsa. So always say, who can I be? Who would I be? What is the truth of who I am? And feel into that. We, at the school that I went to, we used to do a exercise, and it was called the Christ Walk. And we had this big field, and we walked backwards and forwards in this field. It was quite long, and we would do this for an hour at a time, sometimes longer. And what we would do is we would walk as what we thought Christ was, Jesus Christ. I mean, it's really walking as a fully realized human being, who we are. And so the energy of walking in that, it's almost like a child pretending to be Superman and they're running around being Superman. When we walk as that ascended being, or walk however we perceive what it is that we are moving to, or whatever it is we perceive is the truth of who we are beyond this identity as a human, when you walk as that, find some phrases that are like affirmations. So one of the ones that we were told, or that I used, was, I know what the man of Galilee knows. Kumboyen zen bayakiena, hamboyen zen angienda, hayendien noyende ingoyena, hambezetoyena kiendoyenda, achiat sukadareshe sishena, invetu kanyana. So when you walk as that being that is a fully realized, God, woman realized, or man, God, man realized, you affect your third eye, you affect all of your frequency. So February next year is represented by these two cards. So this is about the material world. And in this spread, it is that you understand the world better. You're not, what's the word, at the mercy of the material world. You are in the world, but not of the world, is what this card says to me. And that it is allowing you to find love in a different way again. Again, how we are told that we are lovable and valuable and worthwhile as a kid is different to how we perceive love as a fully realized human being. And that what is coming is that people will realize a love for themselves. And not what the world has told them previously. And you will find a level of respect of self, honoring of self. It was described to me, and this is a bit of a rough comment, but that we as humans feel like we're the bastards of the universe. And that's what we're told. And it isn't true. That is the lie. And that we are as bright and as valuable and divine as the God that we were raised with, or the angels that watch over us. Whatever it is that we've put outside of us and above us, that we are that bright and that beautiful and that divine. Shungia batushta si atia kukamba oteshi enzakiniaka. Jetushe si sakama atisheniana. Mbiti kotriashesa kukamba ati shendandeakuyana. So This is March. The Lover's card is in some respects about understanding somebody else's viewpoint. And this is coming to peace with where everybody is in the world. And when you come to peace with other people's opinions, when you come to peace with not taking them on, not whatever you were told, don't take it on. It is nothing really that can affect you. It pales into insignificance in your life. It's a no thing. It's like water off a duck's back. And this is what is the energy. This is where we are going as a collective. When we step into our power, when we step into who we are, people can say what they like. People can see. And really, when you say that thing, when someone makes a comment, it says more about them than it does about you. That is so true. And you will come to know that. And as you come to know that, those comments will be less and less influential or impactful on us. And you begin to walk as that person that's in the world, but not of it. Here, just observing, just moving through. It's a different way of living. Or water off a platypus. Yes, squirrel sniper, absolutely. They have beautiful fur. Kingambandi te dushenza kamiatsa. E dushte shiese kikamba adiatsuknurietsa embiaka. Okay, so let's go and find somebody else that would like one. A little bit. Okay, Lucia, you would like one. I hope if I've missed anybody, let me know in the comments and we'll try and sort it out that everybody that's been on the chat that would like one, I will sort out a way to get you one. Shukin Zaka. So Lucia, Shositana, Sia Georgian Zambati, Kojat Sakataditi Sendina. Si totesh to staya se sukunyana na kikambanda, shetukia tederi kukamba. Ambia toshtesa, o bitiniana. So I'm getting the vision of a schoolroom, and this person is sort of commenting on how you've been doing your work or your lessons, and that they're very proud. So they're doing something with your head. So take a breath and just focus on your head. MBT jetsun zeti jetea kuyena kikomba ati shenzotena. Jesusia shoshaniana makakika hayatayachetsa. Ijetsusena, ijetsusena, bakatia sukuniana nakika. Educhena namakika haba atienoka esushena ambaka. Izetushtena se etuseniaka induchenamaka. And breathe. Ushesasa ambiakana. Okay, let's have a look. Yep. Squirrel Sniper, your bioelectric field. Now, my situation is that I don't have any of the technical terms for any of this. So I use similes and metaphors a lot. But yes, I think you're right. It's your bioelectric field that is your bands, your energy. So apologies for not using all the technical terms, and I hope that I'm able to convey what I'm actually trying to get across. Let's have a look. Okay. Okay, I'm not sure, Red Eye Jedi. Did I give you one? I don't think I did, but I will bring through some language just that is specifically for you. Share Shushana. Sia si onda kea dia dadon janzena nyandara kike tsutsenyana. Shituturi kingu batia shosha. Potesia. Sushenze kotariacha. Kikukariachet sukniandandiaka. You know what this means. Eshoshesa konoria tariache tokoniana na kikambanda. Sizezuzinze kotariashe. Kika, shiasusha, shiashushambiandari kika. Edudariashe susenda hebiti konyanaka. Batariashusha. Sikeniana kukapatsiata. Shestu ratakanya. Kikanyana. Ebutushe. Hayatushe shanyana kika. Indukiana. There we go. So let's have a look at some new comments. Okay. I just wanted to let you know too that I'm doing a online 4-week inner child healing process. So it's every weekend or in midweek. So I've got 2. You're welcome, Red Eye. Shukaya sha sha sikididi shen zikatadan yanzandiate chite shukuyatiatsa kombotushtashtayaштosha Red Eye shukanjid zakindiasa shetzikia suuti shin zikinianda kumbandia. So there are 2 options for this workshop. So there's a weekday one and a weekend one, depending on where you are in the world. And it's 4 weekends or 4 weekdays in a row. So it's for the entire month of February. So we're going to go through all of the inner child stuff, and then you practice in the week. You put it into practice, and then the next week we talk about what people have experienced with this extra knowledge, with this extra awareness. And what this does is, the analogy that I was given or I was shown a long time ago was, if you think of a bowling alley and the pins are at the bottom and down the side are the gutters. So we are trying to throw new thoughts. You've been thinking, we all have been shown a way to think all of our lives. And we've often thought that same way, lifetime after lifetime. So here comes me telling you to become the observer, that it's about your emotions and not about what they're doing. And I'm asking you to look at the world in a different way, in a way that you haven't looked at it before, and to have a new type of thought. So you're throwing the bowling ball down the center of the alley, and there's nothing to keep it there. It's all smooth flooring, and it's very easy for the ball to go off into the gully, which is the old thought, the old line of thought. So you're throwing this down and it goes into the gully, and you're throwing it down and it goes into the other gully, because the old pathway of thought through the brain is very hardwired, is very much set in stone. And so when you come and have a session, it's easy to fall back into the gully afterwards. So it's to keep that thing going 4 weeks in a row, so that you can put it into practice, discuss what has happened, and then get a different perspective of that situation, and then go back and have another look. So there are times when what you hear just totally changes you and you are on a new path, but other times it takes a bit to find that new pathway, to find that new thought pattern. And it literally is hardwired into a pattern within your brain, that there are neurons that are connected in a thought process. And what you're doing is trying to create new pathways in your brain with new thoughts that have new chemicals connected to them. Because every thought has a chemical and an electrical component. So when we are in that gully, as we try to throw the new thought down the alley to the pins, but we go back into the gully, and that's the well-worn the brain pathway in our head. And when we come into the center and have that new thought, the gullies essentially, in a way, fill in. They atrophy that old pathway. And so they no longer are there for us to fall into. And it becomes less and less a habit to go into those gullies when you are aware of the thought. So you watch the thought go down the center of the bowling alley, and then you can see yourself go in, you go, and you come back out into the center again. And you go back in and you come out. And eventually, as I said, those gullies fill in. Shukamba atishesa, sikutaria shetsukania, sesusena, eshushia edugenda kamiatsa, ushesha shia sekiniana, amba kukayache, ezuti shenze tukaniaka, umbakietsu sanyana, ijetushe sindukoyana. Okay, so I'm going to pull another card, and these are the Gaia cards. And this is another message. This is a message from Gaia. Shundebite sukanyatsa, induchena siakatia susenya nakia asiata. So this is a message for anybody watching this from Gaia. Bambati sena, setushtanya naka, assista, shendukena, shashoshasiya sesiana nakika, anduchena kamia. Very interesting. And I've actually left the book. 5 seconds. Okay, so the card is Enchanted Forest. So I'm going to read that out, 27, so you can have a look at what that is. Magic, mystery, and excitement, guys. 1 minute, life seems rather mundane and boring. Then all of a sudden, someone or something sweeps into your world like a beautiful breath of fresh air. All of a sudden, you feel as though you are on a magical mystery tour with a renewed sense of passion and excitement for life. And it doesn't matter that you have no real idea where this is all leading you. In fact, not knowing only creates more excitement. Life is now full of romance and seemingly endless creative possibilities. Embrace all that comes your way. Enjoy the journey and don't be in a hurry to settle things down or draw conclusions. Allow things to unfold in their own way and time. What unravels will bring you lasting joy and a deep sense of fulfillment. So beautiful, guys. So beautiful. And you guys were talking about trees I saw in the chat. So this is a tree in an enchanted forest. So the synchronicities are fantastic. Okay, now I actually have a client at 10 o'clock, so I'm going to do a couple of more light language. Oh, Eric Anderson, can I pick a card for Eric? Okay, I am going to pick a unicorn card for Eric. And then Jill McFarland, I'm going to give you some light language in a tick as well. So Eric, what do the unicorns want to tell you, Eric? To let go of stress, Eric. Don't take on other people's stress. Breathe it out now. Shoshenzikaniyate tsukadriashesiniana. Kakiabatioshesi tendi kambandia. It's not as serious as you think, Eric, is what the message is. It's, again, a perspective change that needs to happen. Sukuyetea, setushtakanati kundadiatariakiko. Susteshushe sakanyana kakamatia chatsu. Seduchanziatea shushatia kamanyana. Kikejatsanya kaknyana. Sakutariashetsikinyana babachia tsukunoyo. Okay, and Jill, let's bring some light language for you. Bring through it some. Kimbiate sushatia tsukundandia tukuyetia chana. Se tushte sikinia nanana kikombandi chatsakandandia shasia sukania. Kambatu chutse jiashatsiata. Se susania nanaka. Jetsukunia tsukutoria shasia. Sesu. So some energy for you, Jill. Shindi ambayanyana. Hambo yendi konyandandia kuyena. Hambo jenzandia kuyena nanayaka. Hayande. Hayanzen doyendambayen guyena. Esusea shushamzite oshasha. Bright soul. Shesi sesia sokunyana narkika. Hejutsena yana. Baki te shtushtanianaka. Hijutsandiatkama. Kambata jotsu sesusa, shenza kamata, he suchena, e suchena namakia. Much huge love to you, Jill. Chenakiana. Okay, squirrel sniper. Let's pull a unicorn for you, squirrel, and then we'll bring some language as well. Jetukanyana. Keep going with the gardening videos, squirrel sniper. That's actually from me, but it just popped into my mind, so it's asking you to be creative. Keep going on with your creativity. Shenzi tian zakutorieshe sasiana. Ambe tukanaya tseki atiana. So unicorn card for squirrel. You can't pick it. Share. So when you share, everybody feels happy. Isn't that funny that that's the card that I pulled out just after saying to you, do some more of your videos. Oh my goodness. So it's important to share. Shute shiandakama. Zize dudariandare kika. Sanze sushianakamaka. Shetushandianda. Bikindu shenzinanaka. Baby biata shoshenianakika. Educhena. Gukendariara kika. I know, isn't that funny? India. Yeah. Holistic India, can you put Squirrel Sniper's channel in the chat? And if anybody else, as I said at the beginning, if anybody else has a YouTube channel and would like Holistic or Hippie to put it in, please just write it, and then Holistic will stick it in as a link for us. Ezukandia chet sukaniatsa se shushena hamba kutriasha si a ako chena kiana. Okay, so V has just asked, is it redundant to do the one-on-one with you before the February workshop? Oh, look, it's always interesting to do one-on-one, but I'm going to try, and that's why I'm limiting each workshop to 10 people. So there's 10 people for the weekend and 10 people for the midweek. So I will get through every single person and do some one-on-one. So if you don't want to do it in a group session, because I'm asking everybody to be able to share what their experiences were to whatever degree they want, and that will help everybody else. So there's only 10 people, so it's quite has a little bit of, more one-on-one than you would think. Okay. Yeah, if any of these cards resonate, like as I said, we're all very similar. We're all resonating to a degree similarly because we're on this chat. Okay, let's have a look. I'm just going to see. Okay, Catherine. Shutesha. Kiandam bandeshe tsukotorishe si senzi kamatiashe. Kikanya nanakika. Indushtena. I am going to pull a Gaia card for Catherine, and if anybody else would like this to apply to them, it will. It will be, as I said, no accidents. So if you wish, you may apply this for you as well, if it resonates with you. So Catherine, Shukambatishena, se tushtakanayatsetsi senze tukaniakamakika. Okay, so it's sort of very appropriate. It's intuitive communication. And it says silent whispers of the heart. So let's have a look and read that. All right. Yeah. Okay. This card confirms that you have a natural psychic ability that can be further developed and expanded. But in order to develop this innate gift, you must pay greater attention to your intuition. This can come in many forms. For example, it can be a gut feeling, an unusual or unexpected thought, or a subtle and silent whisper that seems to flow from your heart. Close your eyes and be aware of all you feel around you. The universe is alive. The earth and nature are living energies. Whether you know it or not, there is an aspect of you that is in constant communication with all of creation. You are therefore also in constant communication with everyone and everything. All that you need to expand this wonderful ability is within you. Start to listen to your inner voice and learn to trust your vibes and natural instincts. You are about to discover a whole new way of being. That's beautiful. And I would say a lot of us are at this place. Okay, Isabel. Let's find a card for Isabel and a unicorn card for Isabel. Kumbatia, Isabel. Shendi kumbatishtet sekinianaka. Ijuti sesishoniana kamakikeniana. Izutesha. Ezutesha shushashiana mekikana. Kikambandia shotea seasia tokonoya sakiana. Ambako. Je sesusaniana. Okay. Forgive. It's time to let go of anger or blame. So, Isabel, it's not just, and I think we all know this, it's not just other people that we have to forgive, it's ourselves. It's something that we feel that we've done or not done or failed. So, forgiveness is, if you can't forgive, it is going to sort of hinder your progress. So for Isabel and anybody else this resonates for, what I did once was, and it's now the phrase is, I can never pronounce it, the Ho'opono. I'm not quite sure how you say it, but I did my own process and I wrote down, I sat down and I went through this year, last decade, and anybody's name that popped up that I had some sort of an issue, big or small, with, I wrote it down. And I sat quietly and brought each person up into my mind. And I said, I forgive you. I forgive me. It was a lesson that we both agreed to have, blah, blah, blah. So just work out what you want to say and really find compassion and love for that person and for yourself in that. And I also have on my YouTube channel, if you haven't seen it, a video that says how to find love for somebody that you don't like. And in there are a couple of processes that you can do, again, to help change the energy, transmute the energy between you and somebody that you have unresolved issues with. So these things are energies, just like when you're worried about everybody in your family or trying to wake them up, there's energy going into that situation that really could be freed up for yourself. And it's the same thing with anybody that you have an issue with, that you need to forgive. It's fantastic. Okay. Ho'opono. Yeah, I'm not. How do you? It's very difficult for me to pronounce. Cheryl, you like my top? Well, this is the thing. I put on some bling, some Christmas bling for this, and a little blingy ring with little crystals because it's nice to dress up. Okay, so Susie's got a channel. Everybody has seen that. Let's have a look. What else? Okay. Okay. Again, I apologize. Sneziana Simezka Sava. I'm going to pull a Gaia card for you and do some language. Kuyen gambande sia tujeni angambanda. Ayano dodishe si takayen rakiko chensen nakama. Ije tushte shushan zikambandi. Kiki kunyanana kika chetsasiana. Kayatea sushena namakia zakadariashe si shena. So much love in this transmission for you, much tenderness. Sushin zakumbutashteana. Kikenyana nakakambuchetsi. Shiatsukunayatsa. Se sushanyanaka. Embi tokanaya. Se sushena namakikanaya. Se susanyana. Okay. It's jewel within a teardrop. Appreciation, spiritual and emotional reconnection. So number 10. You will soon experience a strong spiritual and emotional bond with another person, a family member or animal or pet. During this time, you will also reconnect with your innermost feelings and true nature, which have been suppressed or ignored of late. This is a deeply emotional time where tears of sadness transform to tears of joy. Your appreciation of life, love, and friendships will strengthen as you give thanks for the many blessings in your life. Love is truly all around you. Embrace it, cherish it, and honor it. You and those you love unite through a common bond, and the love you feel for one another grows stronger and more profound. This is a special and magical time. Be sure to savor each and every moment. Love is all that really matters. How beautiful. How beautiful. Okay, guys, I'm going to finish up because I have to get sorted for this person. So, Merry Christmas. And this has been such an interesting, amazing experience for me. And I will do it again. I'm not quite sure when. Maybe, I'm not sure, in a month maybe or so. So, okay. Much love to you. Merry Christmas, happy holidays, however you want to say it. And I will have a look at the comments. If I've missed anyone, I will do a separate video, which will be on the channel. And I will just do a reading for every person that missed out on some light language or a card. Ambartioshtakiana, Jendaya Tushtena, Aki Kenyata. Beautiful souls, blessed souls. See you.